So when it comes to posting content across your social media platforms, LinkedIn included, should you be posting quality content or should you be posting consistent content? Or should you be posting no content at all? Or should you be doing both? Well, what if I was to say that there is a way that you can spend less time creating content and be posting both consistently every day and of high quality? My name is Ryan Caswell and I help B2B professionals generate more leads using LinkedIn. And today I want to go over something I'm actually very passionate about, and that's content marketing. But more so specifically than the actual content itself is how do you get more out of the content that you're already creating? Now, the reason I'm very passionate about it is because countless times I'm talking to people and they're saying, oh, I've tried lead generation, I've tried posting content on LinkedIn and it doesn't work. And it's quite frustrating because people are told by experts how important content marketing is. And don't get me wrong, it is very important, but without the right strategy, it's just a huge waste of time and money, and you're going to see very little results from it. So the first most important thing I always tell people to do is obviously build your audience. So if you're just posting content on the platform and it's not going out to anyone, then it's like creating these beautiful billboards and then putting them in the middle of the desert. You spend a lot of time and money doing it, but no one sees it. But putting all that aside, what I really wanted to go over today is how do you get more out of what you're doing? How can you do less, post higher quality content, and do it consistently? So let me just quickly touch base on how I used to do things and how a lot of people get started with content marketing and the real problem with that. So just grab a pen from somewhere. So the way most people do content marketing is they say, all right, I need to post content. I need to post one post a day, let's say. And so they stop the important work that they're doing and they put together, scratch something together, and they do a post and they put it on, let's say they post it to LinkedIn. And then they say, all right, I need to do another post on my Instagram. If you're doing Instagram, another post onto their Facebook. And they've got to do a blog on their website. And to be honest, most people don't even get this far. It all just becomes too overwhelming, too much, and they see very little results, and so they tend to stop it. Now, in the beginning, content marketing is probably more work and less results because you don't have that audience, but content marketing has it becomes very powerful in its scalability. So this is what I said before, you really got to build that audience first, or at least at the same time, so that you can really take advantage of the scalability of content marketing rather than just being affected by its low conversion rate. Because it is hard to convert people purely on content, but it has a lot of power in its trust building, getting those touch points up, so that when you reach out to someone, they have some familiarity with you and trust. So this is what most people do, and it just takes a buttload of time. And to be honest, it's a really poor use of a business owner's time. Posting it from here, it just takes forever. So what I find really interesting is that a lot of people feel they need to always be creating new content, quality. It's going to be hard to make it quality and post it consistently. Yet they're quite comfortable creating a paid advertisement that keeps getting reused. So that one piece of content is really highly leveraged. It keeps getting used. But when it comes to posting on social media, people feel they shouldn't be reposting content. But the problem is if you post something on LinkedIn, you might get a few hundred views by a bunch of people at one point in time. But there's still a lot of value that you can get out of that. You should be finding ways that you can stretch that content out, getting in front of more people across a longer period of time. So this is the way a lot of people do their content marketing, and it's quite horrible. So what I found is far more effective is, instead of trying to do everything, is just every week or every 2 weeks, just creating 1 to 3 quality pieces of content that's very cross-platform friendly. So what I mean cross-platform friendly is you can post it on LinkedIn, it's professional. You can also post it to your Facebook, to your Instagram, and it fits the same rules in terms of word count, tags, everything like that. So you're not creating this new post for every single platform. You can also take this one piece of content and say it was a video, like what I'm doing now. You can take that one piece of content and put it on YouTube. Start to build your YouTube presence. And as a search engine, it's very powerful as well. You can then take that YouTube video and put it on your website as an article. You can get a transcript from Rev for $1 a minute and post it below the video. So you start getting power from SEO, from the keywords that you talk about on your video. So you now got a YouTube, you got a website article. You can then email people with a link, pushing them to your website. You can also post it as an article on LinkedIn, which is a more permanent feature of your profile. And if it's good quality content, people will go to your profile and they'll see this article and they'll be able to get value out of this quality piece of content. You can then post it on your social media platforms. So post it on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. I don't do much with Twitter, but maybe you can post it on Twitter and link back to your website. Just anything you use. There are scheduling software that you can use as well if you don't want to have to go in and do it individually each time. Because once again, that's really poor use of a business owner's time. And so you start to see like how many more touch points you're getting, how much more leverage you're getting from this one quality piece of content. And then that's not the end of it. If you've posted it to all these platforms, only a small amount of people are going to see them on these platforms. And if it's a good, timeless piece of content, not just something that happened to you that week or something that's in the news, something that adds a lot of value, there's no reason that you can't repost that in, say, a month's time. And so you're really stretching this content out more and more and more. And even just by having, say, creating one piece of content, one quality piece of content a week, every 2 weeks, maybe a couple other little filler pieces, in that first week, you won't have much of anything going on. But slowly, if you stay consistent with this, you see over the months, the days start to fill in with each other, and you've got 5 quality pieces of content going out every week that's just happening automatically, each one different from the last and each one high quality. And you're starting to get a lot more value out of your content. So I hope that gets you thinking about how you can get more value from the content that you're creating, and gives you a way to put a lot more thought and a lot more value into the content you create. So this is just something I'm super passionate about, because I find it so irritating the amount of time that people are wasting on just creating content that doesn't have any value to their business and doesn't add value to anyone else. So I hope that helps. I hope that gets you thinking about how you can get more from your content marketing. If you'd like to find out what I do personally, just send me a message. I'd be happy to share what I've got. Cheers and have a great day.